Hello, hello.
This is P over here.
M over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together we are PM Artist Studio. Hello, everyone. Now, this is the third of our pre-recorded, meaning we aren't really live. Now, if you do see a chat, that means you're watching the premiere. And we would love for you to participate in the chat. Hopefully P is over there. She's supposed to be. I might even be here. We're going to be flying back, so we'll see. With all that being said, if you're watching the replay, just give us comments below. Do all the business that you guys normally do. Thumbsy upsies, let us know that you liked it, what you liked about it. If there was something you didn't particularly like, still be nice about it. Let us know. We'll do our best to work on that.
And what you have to understand is I'm a little slow on the typing scene. So if I don't respond, I'll probably be talking, to the screen like, it was live or something, and thinking that there's going to be some recording of that.
Your hair's glowing.
Is it?
Yeah, you got the light right on there, and your hair's nice and poofy. And
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, it's time for a haircut, but I didn't have time this morning.
all right.
I had to get the baby ready for tumbling. She
Tumble
requested a snack back in case she got hungry before she got home. It's like 5 minutes away from the house.
And they're going to lunch.
And then
Brad left it here.
Ah.
He's like, I'm not dealing with that. I said, fair enough.
She's going to be angry.
Hey, that's on him.
It is. He better not get mad at her either. I'm going to get mad at him. Well, there we go.
The snacks. Okay, well, let me go top side here.
Yes.
Oh, wait, before I do that, a couple other things. So do remember, this is a pre-recorded stream, so we are not live, but there is going to be the premiere chat. So hopefully you guys are participating in that. I don't know if that shows on the replays or not. We have not figured that out yet, but, we'll learn that after all three of these go live.
Yeah, there you go.
Or public, per se. We are doing the $100 Visa MasterCard giveaway. As this is our first month of doing it. And so you have time still by the time this is public. Because I think the next stream, the next Sunday one, will be when we do the giveaway.
Okay.
How you enter that. There's information over on our community tab on YouTube. Or if you're part of Makers of Mixed Media Artist Facebook group, we have all that information listed there. I even put up a PDF in the files section on how to create the post and what that entails. If you aren't on Facebook and you don't want to be on Facebook, we totally understand that. You can still enter even over on Instagram. You just need to make sure that you tag me, meaning PM Artist Studio.
Do you have to put that little thing?
The @ symbol, yes. The @ symbol in front of PM Artist Studio.
We used to call it pound.
No, that's the hashtag.
Oh, that's the hashtag.
Hashtag will not notify me. Now, it goes into that thread.
So @ is what?
Tags me and alerts me that something, hey, somebody's talking about you. They want to, get you involved in this.
You would say Mariah or you would just say @ PM Artist Studio. Okie doke.
Then it lights up in blue. You're good. And because you can't drop links over there on Instagram, we get that. So just, make sure that you get them over and you've listed us as the inspiration. We would love it if you list the video as well, because if they're doing it on desktop, a lot of people are using Instagram more so on desktop than they ever did before, because they have made it.
I accidentally, I don't use it. I just get there and I'm going, how did I get here? What is this? Yeah.
So there's that. All right, well, those are our things. Be sure to like, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, we would love for you to continue to hang out with us. You do that by hitting and ringing that bell. We do schedule our streams usually a week ahead of time, so you can always check that out. I've been posting those in Makers, so you can set a reminder, because that is a more hard set reminder. It will email you and things of that nature. So there's all the business. Now,
there's the business.
Top side. Kiki's kind of upside down, but that's okay.
No. Kiki has had
Yeah.
a name change.
She has. Because look
Her-
at her. She's had a whole
her
makeover.
She has a total new makeover, and her name is now, we will refer to her henceforth as Kierkegaard.
Kierkegaard.
So, because she's a lot more refined and
You can take her more seriously.
yes. Whereas before she was kind of a wannabe, and she was experimenting with a lot of different looks and trying to find the one that was just right for her. And we think that she's going to,
Crackle did her well.
yes. And you can see the base, and I just noticed, and I was
You
kind
got
of,
some little white
I
things
do, but
here.
I've been taking these little
I don't know if that's a good
oil
idea.
pastels and kind of rubbing them over it.
Well, there you go. That's a good little trick. Now, what you want to
Well, I
make...
don't want to have to go back and, oh my goodness, look at
Now
that.
she's got a lifty spot.
Oh, well, we don't worry about that.
Now, what you want to make sure is if you're doing that with the oil pastels, that you probably can come back and do another little ceiling layer, perhaps.
Oh, not necessarily.
No.
Not necessarily.
I would like to see that being done.
Well, actually, I should put one whole coat of sealer. I've got this other stuff over here that, says it's supposedly. Now, is that going to...
That's fine.
Because I've got another little owie over here. I'm just kind of... This really works out well.
So if you want to see kind of the last two streams that we did, the pre-recorded ones, are of Kiki becoming Kierkegaard. Is that right? Kierkegaard?
Kierkegaard. Yeah.
She's skilling with these names.
And what you have to understand
Mine's
is
Dita.
these crayons are made from wax, so you can actually kind of buff them out.
Ah! They kind of seal themselves in a way.
Yeah.
That's some good information right there.
Yeah.
But we worked on her the last two streams. P went ahead and finished out her face. You may want to flip her over and at least give them a good look at her face in the big cam. Lay her down.
Are you not seeing her?
Well, yeah, but she's in the little screen, so you want to give the big show in the big screen, which is top cam. There you go. Lay her back. There she is. Because I think you got up pretty much to her neck part, but all the top head part you did
Yeah.
off. Because it's the same, same
but
techniques, just...
Well, and the problem is that there's not that much you would have been able to see because I had to turn her in all these different ways in order to get her.
We didn't think it was going to be very interesting.
I
watch.
couldn't imagine that it was.
Now, I know some of you are probably in the chat or even going to comment below that, you love seeing it all. And we love you guys for that. But
Now, I think, Mariah, didn't you take a picture of Kiki and the big light box?
I do. I have
On
her
the
in some stages, yes. So we'll be posting things of that nature.
But didn't you take a picture of her with the turny thing?
Yeah. Yeah. Come over to Instagram. You'll see her there. We'll probably do a little short of her, too. Yeah, I got her spinning.
Yeah. Found my... Well, we had it up here, but, I mean, I never did
Yeah, I got her some little
really use it.
tiny turntables. Or tiny Susans.
It's a teeny tiny lazy Susan.
Little teeny
There.
tiny lazy Susan.
Oh, mercy. Oh, that was something else.
Oh, jeez. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
are you gonna you want to continue just touching her up, or?
No,
Okay.
I'm pretty much done. She'll get her final coat, and then I'll...
So we thought what would be a really cool progression of, what's next. This one's got Rolly rocks because she did not secure the rocks, which
I did not secure the rock. Well, she needs a little bit of it.
Yeah, and I even sort of wiped her down.
But she really got mussed about on the trip because this got a rub spot here, rub spot on her ear and here. But she was in with a bunch of baskets, and I don't think I had her secured quite.
Plus, the rock probably rolling around didn't help her momentum-wise. Now, we talked about this whenever we started Kiki and Dita. I will put those links below to some of those earlier streams when we very first started the foam heads, and then you'll know more about what we're talking about with the rock and the base. We thought we would go ahead and focus more on
Well, and I've even thought about taking a can opener, open up the bottom,
You totally could do that because she didn't do her bottom.
and then, you know, do a better job of, and I think I'll probably do that before I do, because I'll have to figure out a new way to put the bottom on.
Well, that'll be fun. I think we should show people that. That'll be fun.
Open
Just
her,
open
open
her
her
up.
up with the can opener.
What's in there?
It's just a rock.
Well, I know, but what kind of can was it? Did you wash it out? Is there any gross things happening? You know, I have
Well,
questions.
I think I washed it pretty good.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I love you, but I know you. Or I should say, I know you and I love you.
And I didn't do the bottom because I think maybe I had the idea after I
rolled her
this
about.
It was like,
Yeah. I
dang.
should probably leave myself some options.
yeah. So what I did with the other one is there are rocks in there.
Bricks.
Bricks. Pieces of bricks that I wrapped up in paper so that they're not clunking around.
Yes. So if you're gonna use,
And we don't know what her name is yet, but
no.
you can see she was made with rubbings, and there were some good. But you know what I find kind of interesting is a lot of these they're fading really bad.
I think you had her in a window.
Where was she?
I don't in Alaska.
No, she wasn't in a window in Alaska. Oh yes, she was. She was downstairs, and she was in that east-facing window. Okay, well that explains a lot of things. All right. Whoops.
Mysteries. I see she rumbles.
Well. So
we should call her like Rumbly Ruby or Rumble Tumble.
Well, she's not going to be, because I'm going to open her bottom up and
Okay.
fix her innards.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
We'll think about a name for her.
All right. Well, so what I thought would be fun today, since I really don't, I've used up almost all of my old rubbings. And I don't really have enough of any one thing to work on her. And that's, remember we talked about that. When you start, you want to make sure that you have enough of one kind to repeat it throughout so it looks purposeful. Just like we did with Kierkegaard. And I've noticed that this up here, I do not like so much, and I only have it. The deli paper for this, because it leaves a white edge there. Now I can fix that, and it's not a huge deal, but it's annoying.
Yeah.
And the tissue paper doesn't have that. Now, that being said, the tissue paper isn't nearly as sturdy. We do have some Carnival ordered, but it's got to come from the UK. I don't know.
They still haven't given me a ship date. I'm going to look at that real quick.
So that's very annoying.
It is extremely annoying.
And I don't think I even have any cheap tissue paper.
I know, and if Mo's in the, well, it's Sunday, so she may not be in the chat on this one, but she'll be like, you should have gotten me involved. I know, Mo, sorry. I will on the next round.
And
I just didn't want to bother you.
yeah.
I sew squirrel every time I go to anything. Like, what am I doing here? What?
Well, this is a dangerous thing to do here. I'm just pulling out a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, that is dangerous. Oh, okay, June 16th. It shall be here.
Well, now I've got some of this stuff. I think
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is some stuff that Anne sent. I think. And I think that this right here is Carnival tissue paper, which we will be using today.
Fantastic.
So glad I looked at my pile of stuff.
Oh,
back
yeah,
there.
your stuffy hole over there.
I know. Well, that's where I put stuff when I don't know what to do with
Yeah.
it.
You gotta put it in the stuffy hole.
All right. So I think, didn't we show leaves?
Yeah, so this is the PM Spiral Swirl leaves, or leaf.
And I mostly use these, and I use these in my journal, my book.
Yes, at this point, like, so when you're watching this,
Yeah.
They will have been out probably a week or two.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So I'm going to use that. And I've already got it. I got it started a little bit here on this, so I'll just go ahead and continue here with this.
That scared me. My phone just synced up and the thing just popped up and I was like, oh goodness, what was that? It's scaring me.
Yeah, okay. And I am going to use circles, but not right now. I'll just put that over there. And I think that, I don't know, this wasn't the color that I was using, but you can see what happens here. And I've got a little bit of gel printing over there. And I've got another one that I've got some gel printing on. But I just really want, we don't know her name yet.
So this is frottage.
This is frottage.
That we made collage. Maybe we called the other one Colette.
Oh,
It's Dita and Kierkegaard's little French friend. Colette. What do you think?
Okay, well, I'm feeling that right now. But you know, you never know until they're finished what they're going to be. You just have to kind of go.
I just thought if she gets a little bit more collage frottage,
Yeah.
that, you know.
And this is working quite well. Now, I don't,
Should I zoom in?
the tissue paper bothers me a little bit simply because I don't know if it's going to work for, I don't know if it's strong, if the strength is low. But now that Carnival, I'm thinking will.
Yeah. The Carnival is some good stuff. Alright, I think that's pretty good.
And the other thing about this is when I finish this, if I don't like the way the frottage is looking, I can always come back and gel plate.
Now, here's one thing I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
Colette, we're just going to call her that for right now until we figure out she has a different name. She's got a lot of pinks and browns and things on her.
Oh, that's a good...
Why are you doing green?
To neutralize the pink. Thank you, Mariah. That was a really wonderful.
I just thought maybe you were making a bad decision.
How rude!
I was hoping to direct you in a different direction.
She doesn't like green.
I like some greens. I don't like a lot of green, and I don't like. I'm not crazy about like Kermit the Froggy greens. I like lime green, citrusy green.
She likes green that's not green, like this that I'm using right now.
Almost yellow. I don't like forest green. You know. Pretty much all the greens that you're using right now. I'm gonna drink some coffee.
Oh, I wished I had some.
I wish we had lunch. That would be even more wonderful than coffee. Would you like a sip of mine?
No.
No, I'll share it with you.
I know, but you don't usually like the way you fix your coffee.
It's the same way you fix yours.
This is kind of...
Just not as sugary.
Okay, you know what I really like here is, you see where I used a little bit of pink there?
Mm-hmm. That is the most interesting thing happening there.
That sounded just a little bit judgy.
Kind of on a roll today. I don't know. I haven't had my vitamins.
A little snarky.
Take my nice
send her
pills.
back to the room and have her start over today.
Why do you do that?
Why do I do that? Because that makes a better side. Boy, this is like
that is
crapola.
doing nothing. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I don't think it's doing anything.
We'll just grab an old crepe pie here, and I know they're good to go. I don't know. I may have a layer down here that's just I'm slicking over.
That kind of happens. Oh, there you go. You're kind of getting something now.
I'm moving it about the cabin.
So the stencil that P is using back behind there is the style 1 or 2. I don't know. There's going to be 2 different styles. There's going to be kind of a bigger. This is the bigger pattern that's available.
Interesting when I go over those dots.
I like that.
Huh. And you can go right up to the edge. And am I going to worry about getting any of this onto my stencil? Not really.
Why not? That's going to cause some interesting things if you start gel printing with it.
It's probably going to cause a little bit of resistance on the stencil, which that could actually be kind of nice that I don't have to worry about it sticking to stuff.
Might be interesting, for sure.
Yeah. I try to get all edges of the piece of paper because when I tear this up, it's a pain in the butt to have to.
Oh, that tripped me out. I was like, how did that... Because your mask just popped into frame.
Oh.
I was like, what was that? It's almost like a graphic kind of, little pop up.
And this will cover a lot, this piece of Colette. Don't know if I love that or not.
No.
But we'll refer her to as that right now.
Maybe a violette.
Violette. Remember.
Maybe fern, if you're adding her green. Dita, Kierkegaard, and fern.
Or we could call her Frederica.
Oh.
That's still a little German. We need to have something, we've got the German.
Yeah, because Dita and Kierkegaard.
Well, I know, but Kierkegaard is actually Swiss.
Oh.
So.
Does it have the little two things over like the A or Kierkegaard? Yeah, it would be Garde, right?
Yes.
Do you guys think about things like this with your art? You name your foam heads?
Oh, now come on, y'all know you do. You're just being bashful and reticent about sharing.
I like naming all things. I like having themed parties. All my parties had a theme. Even when they were just like little, kind of our weekly patio hangouts. They used to be it's patio Friday or patio Saturday kind of thing.
All right, now I'm going to kind of go lightly here, just to get a few little areas of.
Which one is that one that you got?
I don't know, some kind of paint from the.
She doesn't keep them in the thing. They get all mixed up.
Well, I break them.
Yeah.
Because they're crayons.
Okay.
We talked about that, and I think, unfortunately, it's been so many years since I bought them. Someone said, "Oh, they're getting really quite pricey."
Yes.
I found that very surprising because they used to be. I used to order them.
Yeah, they're student grade ones.
Yeah.
They're not even the professional.
For my children at school, they love this, and once they use these they don't like to go back to regular crayon.
Izzy won't. She's like, no, don't give me that.
I want the good ones.
Yeah.
She'll actually say that.
The good ones.
Yeah, I've been trying to give her some cheap cheese, and I mean, you can see it.
She's a chocolate cheese and crepa.
Angry. Like we're trying to poison her or something.
Oh, that's funny. Funny.
I really do love pink and green together.
I do. This is coming around. And you got enough mix there that you even have sort of teal, which I do like teal.
And the thing about it is remember when you're mixing complementary colors, you're getting a nice brown out effect too.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons that you need both of these is because when you get through doing the small ones, if you want to come back in and add more little shadowy highlighty things, you grab the other stencil and come in with it, and then you get this. Now I have not made these into impression plates, but I certainly will because, pardon me, I think that they will be very interesting.
It's a whole other way to get, in fact, I think on our earlier collage frottage stuff, you mainly used texture plates versus the stencil.
Yes, I did. But I just accidentally came upon this and I thought, well,
Duh.
yeah. And the cool thing about it is when I do the impression plate, you're not going to see this same area. You'll see the inside of the line rather than the outside of the line.
And it's not as detailed.
It probably won't be. Now I'm going to try to do a much better job of and remember this Yupo, if I do decide that I don't want to have it all over my stencil, I can take it to the sink and
clean it up with some
clean it up with some, you know, Dawn dish soap. So it does well with
the oil pastels.
Yeah, because they're oily.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Look at us knowing things. Stuff.
You just hang around long enough and I'll get you knowed up about a lot of stuff.
True that.
It may not necessarily be something you're interested in knowing. And as you can see, you get better at this. You get better at knowing what to do. I mean, it's just like everything. Come on. You don't ever just get... I'm so tired of those flipping over here and just
they keep attacking.
messing me up.
I think they want to be part of it.
I think they want to, and it's not time yet. Your turn is coming.
They're hopping in there like little fish. I love that. I'm on board with this color scheme. I just thought you were heading really greeny. This is good. I like this.
Well, I really was heading greeny.
Oh, then I added my judgment.
And then you got all snarly on me, and I had to reevaluate.
It was a good reevaluation.
Oh, Frederica.
What about like an Angelica?
She might, Frederica could be like Spanish Spain.
Yeah.
Or Mexico. She, you know, she could be, she could have parents that are from different places.
Yeah.
That's not a very good one. After a while, you figure out which one of your some of these are just, well, like these right here. These are practically older than Mariah. Because these were in the room that I moved into when I had my first teaching job. And they were so old and so whatever that, well, the paper has adhered to the crayon. So it was really hard, and I hate doing them because you get it underneath your fingernails and it's really a total pain in the butt. But I don't even know what, I don't think I can see the brand on these.
Oh, well, here, give it to me and I can.
It's so smushed up.
Sketcho.
Who knows what that is? They probably don't even make that anymore. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's like glued on there.
Yeah, if you wanted to work on that, that'd be great. And I can do something else. It's, you know. And now here's another one that I've actually kind of worked on. Because if you break them, sometimes you can get... But because they were, you know, in the room in the summertime, the heat...
Oh, yeah, and this was before they had AC and stuff even in here in Texas.
Yeah, I did have AC in my room for a long time.
Yeah, I think it was like a couple years into us living in Friona.
Well, and the reason they did is because they started having summer school for... I don't know, the state made them, if they had so many yada yada. It's just stupid stuff.
Who determines these things?
A lot of really... You know, the people that are making the decisions about education
never been in the classroom or not been there long.
Yeah, and they certainly wouldn't last very long if they were there. I want to get some yellow on here, but I don't. That was not it.
That isn't always the case, but...
It's just like when you look out at the branches in the in a tree and how the light shines through.
Here, do you want me to scrape that little fuzzy bit off, or are you good? I think that it's still workable at that point. It's mainly off.
Oh, yeah. I don't know that this is a good one, and I should have a...
Well, good. I'm glad I worked on that for you.
Well, it's not bad.
Yeah, especially for
I think I have too big of a piece.
Yeah.
Because if you get too big of a piece, did you see that?
It kind of does that.
It makes the line, you see, just get the outside edges and you don't get the inside.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm on the dadgum stencil. Yeah. Okay, well, this is pretty much done.
I like the direction that went. Pretty
And maybe give it a once over out here on the edge with a little more green.
Sorry, I'm cleaning this up, otherwise I'm going to end up with green stuff everywhere.
Ah. Yes, good to know. Alright, now you see what happened there? This is total brownout. And really that's not something that you want necessarily. So you just come in with, it is good to have a little bit of a paper over here. I want something that's really, here's a dark green. Make sure I'm on, so I can recapture at least a little pattern there. See that?
Very nice. Yeah.
Plus, this is a little bit different pattern.
Mm-hmm. Certainly different size.
Tis.
I think what's cool about using the little mask pieces like you are is that it can bring that leaf pattern up to the front.
Yes. Yes. Good point. Oh, I like that a lot.
Because see, the smaller pattern creates a busy texture.
It does, and you don't get a lot of definition. But you get, I mean, look at this. This is starting to look like,
It's
I mean, you know, I'm really, I don't know that I want to tear it up and use it. And the other thing is this. Yeah. But this doesn't seem to bother my fingers like the other stuff. I mean, I guess because maybe it's an oily product. Okay, that's one whole sheet. So, let's talk about this, because this is the next thing. This is the thing that you can do to ensure that you're going to have a nice flow to things. Because when I was doing Kierkegaard, you noticed the base, I did the base. I went around it like this. And I think I showed that.
Yes.
A circular motion. Or you can do this kind of motion. Now, the thing is, you have more control over your, if you do this way, because you don't have to use as much. When you're starting, if you're starting something here and you go up here and you want to go all the way around, you see how much you need. Or you're going to have a very thin strip. And that's kind of, it's not so much fun. Because that is basically, I will show you.
You're covering more surface area.
All right, do you see what happened here? So here I go.
I'm going to back out.
All the way around over here, down. Okay? Now, I think the reason that there was a reason that I did that is because this is all I had of this sort of leopardy looking stuff. Yeah, and
So
I really liked it, and I still really like it, but
well, and if you work it properly, you might be able to keep it.
well, I don't know that I want to.
You're just going to go over and what kind of happens?
Yeah, I really am.
Are you going to do any of that today, or are you just going to continue on collage frotaging, or frottage for the collage?
Well, I don't think that I want to use this for the base. And remember, we're going to open her up first. So I don't think I'm going to do any.
Do we want to open her up today?
Well, yeah, I guess we can. Because we
get
probably could be talking also about how we're going to repair and restructure her base. And that might be good. Because I didn't show that on Kierkegaard.
Well, it was done earlier.
We showed Kiki's. How you did Kiki.
Well,
Did
that
we?
is Kiki. Kierkegaard.
Oh, I mean Dita.
Yes. We have shown the different... I should probably create a playlist. So that way there's all of the foam head business.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start another one of those. If you want to go get a can opener.
Will do.
And we'll just open this. We'll open her up.
Open her up.
Do
All
some
right.
surgery.
Should be fun. Yeah, you gotta get that rock out of it.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
just...
good rock.
It might be a good rock. Yeah. Can you fetch me some... Do we have any more bricks?
Maybe.
Did we use them all?
Well, we have some of those out in the front yard, so yes, possibly.
Well, I think we can do that because I think we could use maybe a little less. And I think it is I don't know. I think it's a good rock that's in there. All right. So let's go ahead and do some of this with our carnival tissue stuff. Love, love, love this stuff. I never knew that there was such a difference in tissue paper, but by golly, there is. Big difference in tissue paper. All right, we're going to start with something different. We're going to start with some blue. And one of the things that I really like to do is I like to go over the whole thing because if you've got one color on here, it kind of, you're making it easier to use it. And it will be more consistent when you tear it up as it becomes strips of things. Okay, now you can see what's happening there with that. It's hitting that, and those little things are coming off. And it's like Mariah said, this is really kind of a messy process. Okay, I've got that laid down. I'll show you what it looks like. There, that's what it looks like. There, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And actually what I'm going to do while I can still see through this is I'll put these down. And I really would like to have another set of these, Mariah.
What of the smalls or the?
Yeah.
Do you want that like right now?
No. Just, you
I
know,
have some.
FYI.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
Because this is going to give us some bigger pieces out here. And you remember, you don't have to leave them there. You can move them about the cabin.
It's getting interesting in some of these thick spots.
Oh, are you struggling?
A little bit. You know, because the can opener is meant for a certain track. Well, this track has some collage on it.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Best to have these things worked out beforehand.
Well,
But I'm getting it.
that's laid plans
I have some shoulder
of mice
thumb issues later.
and men. Yeah, well, better you than me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, I'm really loving these guys.
Yeah.
See, I told you that the bigger openings for not only gel printing, but definitely for frottage.
Are better.
Yeah. Because when they're that small, it's just really hard, see, like this, to get anything in there. Okay, well, you can see that, but you can also see how different it looks.
Here's
Boy,
your
she's
rock.
really. Is it a good one? Oh, it is a good one. Let me show it. Oh, it's lovely. Look at this.
She lost 5 pounds.
I didn't even
She's
wash
given
it.
birth.
But isn't that a beautiful rock?
That was a very hasty decision.
It was. But I figured, you know, I kind of in the back of my mind had that in mind, that I could always open it up, and, you know, and I wouldn't get. Van kept saying, "God, what's in this box? Rocks?" And I would just, you know, pretend like I didn't hear him, because sometimes it was.
That's how she deals with things sometimes.
Yeah. Or change the subject. Pretty good for that too.
Would you like her back now, or?
Well,
She got a little chewed up around there.
oh, so we will have to do some serious repair.
Well, you were gonna have to anyway.
Cosmetically. All right, so what I need for you to do is I need for you to get me a base that we can tape on. Put that back on.
Why not?
Okay. Did you bring up bricks?
No.
Well, there, you know, we don't want to. She needs some kind of.
Like we're gonna do that now.
Well, I don't know if we're wanting to start our collage. Then you need to start at the bottom and work your way up.
True that. I'm also thinking, do we have a lid?
Oh, a plastic lid that would fit over that? That would be bloody marvelous. Then you just glue that baby on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm loving that.
Go dig around some more. If you can just chat at the camera every once in a while, and don't forget that you're, you know, you got people to talk to.
Hi, people. Yeah, I wish I had somebody that could say, hey, you're supposed to be chatting and talking because that other person went to find bricks and whatnot.
She's on a mission.
She's on a mission. Boy, this is a really chewed up little booger. But I'm really, I love the...
All right, I have turned off my camera. I'm going to go hunt down the brick. Or
Okay.
rock.
Sounds like a winner.
Perhaps a lid. I'm taking her with me.
Well, I don't think she needed to watch this.
Okay.
Okay, now see that one? That is not a good one. And what I'm kind of thinking about some of this is I'm thinking that we might have better luck on the rather the side of the carnival paper that's a little less slicky. And that has certainly been the case here. Look at this. Oh yeah, this is lovely. So, FYI, on your paper, use the dry slide rather than the slick side. And you guys know what I'm talking about with that paper. So it does have two sides. I love this, you know, Russian blue is just one of my favorite colors. But I like it. I like it in all of its many forms. Here, I don't know if that's Prussian blue or not. I took the wrapping off of both of them because I use them a lot. But this doesn't look like Prussian. Let's scoot this out a bit and see. Now remember, we're just putting down our bottom layer here. Yeah, there we go. That's some Prussian blue. And if you hold and go away and keep stroking in the same direction, if you go back and forth, you're just going to really be angry with yourself. Some people go to graveyards, old cemeteries, and do rubbings of the tombstones because they have interesting markings, and you know, I mean, some of them have statuary and little repose things on the gravestones, and those would be interesting. Also, another thing is the sewer things. Go to an older part of the town where the manhole cover things are. Those make for very interesting and historic frottage. And what you have to remember about it is if it has any writing on it, it's going to be backwards. But what's cool about the tissue paper is if you turn it over, you can still see on the other side. Marvelous, darling. Okay, well, now we've got this side. So let's see what happens if we do a little bit on this side. A little pink going on here.
Okay.
I just work in sections because that's will be how I'm putting it on. Oh, you did rip her up a bit. Okay, now we need to wrap those with that paper that's up there on the top shelf.
Okay.
That looks like an adequate amount, all right? You did good.
And I think we're just going to use the metal thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see why that isn't going to work as we need it to. Okay, next job.
Doing good work, Mariah. You know, if we really thought about that, we could have had that, but we were getting a child out the door. You know, sometimes I really think it's amazing that we get accomplished what we do get accomplished around here.
No. And then I think,
you know,
God, it's kind of sad that it takes 4 of us, basically, to take care of this kid.
I do not understand how these people do it that have, you know, single parent. I mean, how do they do this?
Yeah, I just...
And I know they do. And I mean, you know, some of them single parents and they go to work, have a child or children.
Okay. I'm going to put this down here because you got to show all this on camera.
Okay.
So you got rocks.
I've got
papers.
Rocks, paper, scissors. Oh, Izzy loves playing that game.
Oh, gosh, she does.
She's terrible at it. You just tell her that she won and, you know, move on. It only lasts for...
I don't know, though. She's kind of like a golden retriever sometimes with playing with a ball or jumping in the water, you know? She just keeps wanting to do it.
She's like a cow dog. She needs a job.
She does. Ooh, it's warm out there.
Oh, you went to the garage.
No, I didn't go to the garage. That center block has been, I don't know. I'm sure it probably came from whenever they were doing construction, but the kids keep playing with it. I felt like I was actually doing us all a service by getting it out of their hands. They drove us absolutely nuts yesterday. Oh, here, I'll turn my camera back on. There we go.
All right. I'm going to work on that a little bit because I think you probably get the idea of this, and what's going on here. And I'm loving that I found some carnival tissue paper. Thank you, whoever sent that. I think it was Anne, but I could be mistaken. It might have been Mo. I don't know.
A Kylie Coo.
Or it could have been Kylie Coo.
I think that's who it was. 'Cause she's originally the one who said, hey, you need some of this stuff. I'm going to send it to you. I bet it's Kylie Coo.
Okay. Just let us know. It's not an intentional thing.
Yeah.
All right. This is why you save all that paper that Amazon. I have rolls of it. Trust me. We don't even want it. We don't usually talk about that because it
I tried to also dust it off a little.
Causes some issues around here. You want to kind of tear it up in enough small pieces that you can wrap your... Oh, it's warm.
I told you it's hot outside. And I had to bust it out. I had to bust it apart.
Oh.
Because it was a pretty big piece.
And why am I wrapping this? Oh, we don't have things that are clunk, clunk, clunk. There's
Also a little easier to handle, especially that cinder block. It's a bit rough.
Oh, yeah. It certainly is.
But I will say that it's kind of nice because it isn't, like, you know, cinder blocks aren't totally dense. I mean, obviously they're heavy, but they are not dense like a brick.
No, I think they're a little more porous and
yeah,
not quite so.
Now, be careful because you may not even need all 3 of those pieces after you've wrapped the rock, or wrapped them. They may not fit there. I was pretty precise in my...
Oh, we got some sharp edges here.
Yeah, be careful about that. She's kind of dangerous, this one, right now.
Well, that fits in there nicely.
Okay.
I think that's going to work.
Okay.
All right, now, where's my bottom? Okay, you want to be careful. You got some potential, you know, visits to the emergency room for a tetanus shot situation here. Okay, I don't know if you're going to be able to see
Now
it.
you just got to hold her head in your lap. And
Yeah. I gotta grab the masking tape. I'm ever so grateful for this dispenser.
yes.
Okay.
And now I could put you on just the P cam. If I didn't care, hold on. Let me switch this. We'll see. What does this look like? There we go. That's just you, and then you guys get to see everything around her. Yeah.
Okay. I don't really want that piece right now. I'm just trying to get this cross-hatched enough that I can have it stay in there while I work on the rest of the stuff here. You know, sometimes you just gotta wing it.
I was going to say, this sounds like winging it, but fair enough. I like how you're going at it. I think that's probably fine. You should really be... Why didn't you stick your thing on?
Well, because I'm going to, I got some things going on there.
Okay.
And I'm thinking if I want to turn this up,
Okay.
I will have double whammy strength here.
All right.
And if I go in between these,
Okay.
then what I'm doing is I am creating a better base for my... Now you realize we're going to have to do, and I really didn't think about that,
What?
gessoing. The reason I want these strings to be, just these pieces to be a little bit longer is for strength.
Yeah.
So what we may have to do here is the base of this may just have to, I may have to just go ahead and gesso. But I can go ahead and leave the rest of this.
Yeah,
kind of,
so it'll be something that maybe shows through a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's...
I think that's, of course, and when you're doing these, it's kind of like
Each one...
remodeling.
Yeah, each one has its own issues or things always pop up.
And yeah, when you're renovating, remember you're trying to put a new flooring in, and you look at it and you just the termites have been eating the subflooring up.
Well, or there was a leak back in the 70s and nobody really dealt with it properly, or those sorts of things. Or they put a drop ceiling in, and then you realize why they put a drop ceiling in, because there was a huge ass hole in the ceiling. And it was easier to put in a drop ceiling. We ran into that. All right.
No shaky. I knew I stuffed those in there pretty good. All right, now the reason I'm just going to cross this is because the long strips are going to be, you have a better
surface to attach your, or to do the
Yes.
collage to.
Yes. And I'm trying to get away from having anything sticking out there that is going to cut me when
Yes.
I do start pressing my finger around and doing.
Now, please do remember, this is a pre-recorded stream. We do appreciate those of you that have come over and hung out with probably both of us in the chat for the premiere. Do let us know that you're here and say hello. We want to know that. And if you are here and you're not seeing the chat, or it seems that you know, you can't chat, that means you're watching the full-on replay of the pre-recorded stream. Things are getting complicated.
And I'm going to see if I can't find my burnishing pebble here shortly.
Oh, burnishing pebble. She has a burnishing pebble.
I have a burnishing
We still have not located the bone folders, I don't think, right? Might check that kiddo's room. She hauled off with a bead.
She did. Yeah, one of my,
Helene beads.
Helene beads. And anything that you do at this point is just a strengthening.
You're building
And
form.
I'm building form, I'm building stability, I'm building a foundation. And I wouldn't recommend doing this. And the reason is because you're going to get sharp edges and you're going to see where your masking tape is. I don't want that. Why
Well, she's definitely getting dusted at this point.
Well, she is. I'm wrestling her around here. She's getting a good workover. And this is basically what I did to Dita. Only with Dita, because of her, the top where she went on to the, I did go around with that.
Yeah. There's data. This part is the connecting part that you're talking about.
Yes, when I was connecting her.
Yeah.
Because you want this to, I mean, you don't want to pick this up and have the whole thing fall apart
No.
and drop out your bottom.
Don't drop your bottom.
Yeah, that ain't pretty. And if that stone hits your foot, you're going to be a little bit upset.
Crack a tile, or
Yeah, emergency room visit.
also really sucks when newel posts fall on your feet.
Oh God, I knew that was coming. I really opened myself up for that. Really opened myself up for that. All right, I think that that's pretty good. Now, one other measure just for chuckles and grins. See if I can find my, I cleaned out my drawer the other day and I'd just thrown my burnishing pebble in there. But all it is just a little rock that is smooth. And it just makes sure before you start doing any of your collaging paper mache, you've got that masking tape that is down.
What are your thoughts about, why don't we leave this as is? And then we'll put her off to the side.
Okay.
And we'll come back to her once we're back from vacation.
I don't have any druthers here.
Okay.
Why are we getting
we're running on an hour, and I don't want to make these pre-recorded ones our full-on, crazy 2-hour things, or 3 hours even, like we did a couple weeks ago there. But hey, if we're having fun and we got things to show you guys, we're always willing to stay on. But I think on this pre-recorded stuff, let's just kind of let everybody, absorb what we've shown them here. You've got some work to do still there on prep. It's all going to be basically the same things that we have shown so far. And then once we come back, we can do them one more fun thing, and maybe what you get.
And I will have more of the tissue paper actually
done,
ready to put on.
And I think maybe even you do her base, and then we do the finish off, because then that kind of fully completes
the whole process.
Yes, of everybody, even though, we do it in kind of weird sections of things. But it all, it's like you start at one end and then the other, whatever.
And really seriously, you do not want to bypass this step right here.
Yeah.
Because if you come back and you don't start doing something with this, the masking tape will lift up.
Yeah.
And then you will be very unhappy.
Yeah.
And depending on, this is what I say, use some good masking tape. There's nothing worse than cheap masking tape.
Ugh.
It doesn't stick. It will make you angry. And it is, for the $1 or $2 more that you spend,
for this particular project, because you're going to probably use quite a bit anyway, it's worth this going into your, into all
especially if you're, and that's going to be a nice base.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us once again in this very weird pre-recorded business. Those of you that did show up and hung out with us in the chat of the premiere, oh man, you guys warm our hearts. We so appreciate all of that. And we will get back to this on the coming Tuesday. And that's good because it's kind of experimental. We'll be popping into some new things. Because we want to try out we kind of want to do some of that stuff that we touched on during March Madness, doing different things. If you have some ideas about that, leave that in the comments below. We're always willing to try new things, do new things. If there's some products that you want to know about, we may already have experience with them, or hey, we wanted to know about that product because that's interesting.
And what we may just be asking you, what do you know about this?
Yeah.
Because it's really amazing sometimes that you all know things about things. And what we really do appreciate about you people in the UK and Australia, New Zealand, you have different products available to you.
Yes.
And it's really great that you share those with our people, because then they will also know.
Yes.
And
definitely.
that is an invaluable service, because saves people money. You don't want to spend a bunch of money on a paint that
just
it's
sits
not
in
really
the cabinet and
to your liking.
Yeah.
And
or we find new uses for it too. We're always very good about that.
Yeah.
So if you have some stuff that you're like,
oh yeah. Can I show my one thing?
I don't know. What's your one thing?
My thing I'm working on.
Oh yeah. It'll probably maybe be done by the time that this comes around, but this is where she's at with.
Hey, I put another layer on. So I'm going to go ahead. I mean,
go top
I
cam.
don't have anything that's falling off of it now.
Here, I'll go to top cam again.
See, look at that. All secure.
All
there
secure.
are a few little Sharpie edges and whatnot that I'm going to use another coat of that on there, but you can see it's starting to get sort of transparent.
Yeah. It is a little
I don't
milky.
really care if it goes completely transparent.
Right.
I don't care if it's kind of murky. It's not an issue. Now, if that's an issue with you, then don't buy this cheap,
Yeah, that weird stinky stuff.
stinky stuff. Don't buy the weird stinky stuff.
All right, guys, once again, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We very much appreciate it. If you didn't give the thumbs upsies, please do that. If you are coming here in at the end, this is the end, start back over. Or, you know, hang out. It'll go to the replay or this, that, and the
Yes,
other.
absolutely.
If you want to hang out with us during the week, that is in Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists Facebook group. All that information is listed down below. Many, many links there. ARTY perks, all of that stuff. If you plan on buying stencils, that's the way to go. We either give you a 15% discount or a 20%, depending on which level that you go into. So, there you go. We shall see you this coming Tuesday. Bye, guys.
Bye. I didn't have my